So before we start today's session on Exadata administration, let me first explain the course details. You know, this course is specifically targeted towards Oracle DBAs and Oracle developers who use Oracle database. Uh, okay, so you should be already a database administrator and not only DBA. Okay, just a DBA is not enough. You should be knowledgeable on Oracle RAC. Okay, these are the prerequisites. Oracle DBA, Oracle RAC, and more than RAC, Oracle ASM is very important. So these are the three skills that you need to learn Exadata. So this is for existing Oracle DBAs who have RAC knowledge also. And of course, uh, this training, this course will be on Linux platform. The Exadata platform is Linux, So having good knowledge on Linux and Unix will help you to easily practice and understand the concepts. So these are the prerequisites. I am sure everybody in this session has uh, okay knowledge about all these things. So expected outcome, you will gain hands-on knowledge on Exadata, not just a theoretical knowledge. Trust me, this training is full of hands-on practices. You will be okay tired with practices. Okay, I'm intentionally using this term. You will be tired. Okay, so we have full-packed hands-on practices. Uh, you need to spend time and practice these things. Some of these practices I will be showing in the session live demonstration. Some of the practices are very lengthy. Okay, and you need to practice them offline. And for that, I have the instruction guide, lab guide with the step-by-step instructions. So wherever possible, whatever possible, I will be live showing them in the session itself. Small things, but some big things you need to practice. Then the course duration is 4 weeks, and the classes will be from Monday to Friday. Saturday, Sunday, week off. I know you are all working. That is the time you get to spend with your families or friends or relax. At the same time, during those 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, you can practice. If you cannot practice during weekdays, you can compensate during weekends with full access to the lab. And the session time is same every day morning 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. IST. And the lab, we have a pre-configured lab setup, meaning everything is set up in the lab, and you will have access over VPN. Sitting at home, you can access the lab. I will show you in this session how to access the lab. I will be creating VPN accounts for all of you after registration. I know some of you have already paid the fee and registered. Okay, so I will be creating your VPN accounts. I will be mailing you the course resources, the materials and other things. Okay, and every day the lab you can practice for 3 hours. 3 hours is minimum guaranteed. After that, if the server is free, you can access 24 hours also. But from my side, my commitment is 3 hours is minimum. Beyond that, you may get access for 24 hours also. It all depends on how many batches we have. Recently, last week only I completed one batch, and this is currently only one batch is running. But down the line, as we get more inquiries, I may start parallel another batch, maybe in the evening session. I don't know. Okay, it all depends on the number of inquiries. Okay, in that case, other batch may be practicing on the same server. So in that case, these 3 hours restrictions will come into play. Otherwise, you will have 24/7 access. Currently, the lab is available 24 hours. Okay. Then materials, as I told you, you will be getting slides, whatever slides I am showing you in this session. These slides will be shared with you, and the lab guide. And the session recordings, every session will be recorded. You will have access to the session recordings for next 3 months. Beyond that, based on the situation and your requirement, we can discuss and I can extend the access. And of course, course fee you must be knowing. It is 42,000 rupees, Indian rupees, okay, which is one third of Oracle University price. Okay. So with that, let us start. Uh, Today, we'll see the overview of Oracle Exadata database machine. I will keep it very simple, short, simple, and sweet. Okay. Slowly, we'll increase the load. But today, we'll have just a brief introduction. And more than interaction, I want to interact with you, clarify all your doubts, okay, so that you feel comfortable and okay, take the decision quickly if you have not yet decided. So that is the intention. All right. So with that, let us start. What is Exadata, and let us understand some concepts of Exadata. So this is the agenda. We'll understand what is Exadata, and we'll understand the concept of engineered system, Exadata being an engineered system. Then we will compare engineered systems with the generic database systems, and we will see Oracle's portfolio of engineered systems, benefits of Exadata. Later, maybe tomorrow, day after tomorrow, we will see more technical details of Exadata, especially the components that make up Exadata, Exadata versions, Exadata editions, availability, how you can purchase Exadata, what configurations are available, Exadata scalability, architecture, we'll see storage servers, okay, and rack details, capacity details of Exadata. So we may not discuss all these things in today's session. We'll cover some of these things today and remaining things tomorrow, day after tomorrow, as we progress. Okay. So with that, let us start with the question: what is Exadata? I am sure everybody in this session knows about Exadata. Probably some of you may be already having access to the Exadata rack and maybe already working on that. So here is the official definition. Oracle Exadata database machine, simply called as Exadata, is an engineered system that provides high availability, scalability, and extreme performance for Oracle databases. So, Exadata, simply called as Exadata, is a system to deploy Oracle databases. Okay, and Exadata provides a high availability, scalability, and highest performance for your Oracle databases. It is designed for Oracle databases. It is an engineered system. It is an engineered system. So, what is engineered system? Engineered system is the one that is architected, that is installed, integrated, optimized, tuned by Oracle engineering team. So, Exadata is an engineered system engineered by Oracle engineering team. So that means everything that makes up Exadata is pre-installed, pre-tuned, pre-configured by Oracle. You don't okay install Exadata. You don't configure Exadata. You don't pre-tune Exadata. Exadata comes pre-installed, pre-tuned from Oracle. It's like a ready-made okay system. So that is the concept of engineered system. Because Exadata comes pre-configured like any other okay, appliance. Like suppose if you purchase AC, TV, they come pre-installed, pre-configured at the factory itself. They are made at a factory, right? Any machine is made at a factory, right? So Exadata is also made at Oracle factory, built at Oracle factory. So that's why it is also called as a database machine. Like any other machine which is made at factory, Exadata is also made at Oracle factory. And every component of Exadata, the hardware components, the software components are from Oracle. So it is a system from Oracle which is pre-installed, pre-configured, pre-tuned and optimized, and this system is used to deploy Oracle databases. Why should I deploy Oracle databases on Exadata? So far I never done this. Without Exadata also, we are able to manage the show. We are able to deploy Oracle databases. But why should I use Exadata suddenly today? Because obvious benefits. Exadata has obvious benefits. Oracle designed Exadata. Uh, okay, looking at the current hardware that we are using to deploy Oracle database, the generic hardware. Okay, so there are many issues with the generic hardware, and that's why you don't get the best performance when you deploy Oracle databases on the generic hardware. Instead, Oracle developed Exadata hardware, uh, which is optimized for Oracle database. So that's why if you want to get extreme performance for your database, best performance for your database, you deploy your Oracle database on Exadata. Apart from performance, Exadata comes with all the availability features, scalability features out of the box. So, any business critical databases, important production databases need availability and scalability, right? Apart from performance. So, Oracle has ensured that all these features are available in Exadata. So that is the concept of Exadata. So we'll learn more as we see more and more slides. It becomes more and more clear. Yeah, there is some question I think from Funny. Yeah, Funny, you have any question, Funny? No. So if you have any questions in between, feel free to interrupt me. You can ask the question or you can type the question in the chat also. Okay. So now with that understanding of Exadata, let us quickly see the Exadata key features of Exadata. Okay. Exadata uses modern cloud-based architecture. So it uses the modern architectures for today's workloads. Exadata has scale-out high-performance database servers, scale-out intelligent storage servers, state-of-the-art PCI flash. Okay, so flash storage, which is SSD storage, which improves your I/O performance. So Exadata uses flash storage. Exadata also uses ultra-fast InfiniBand internal networking fabric. InfiniBand is the latest networking technology available today, the fastest networking technology. Exadata uses InfiniBand networking. So that means the data transfers inside Exadata between database servers and storage servers happen at a very high speed compared to your Ethernet networks or fiber channel networks, right? InfiniBand is the fastest networking technology. Unique software algorithms implements a database intelligence in compute, storage, and InfiniBand networking to deliver highest performance. Exadata uses many unique algorithms which are not available on non-Exadata platforms. These unique algorithms implement a database intelligence database logic in not only the compute servers, that is nothing but database server, inside a storage also. For example, on Exadata platform, your SQL queries can be processed inside the storage. On non-Exadata platforms, your SQLs are always processed on the database servers. Whereas on Exadata, your SQLs can be processed inside the storage server itself. By processing the SQLs closer to the data, the SQLs will be processed in a quick time. And only the matching results will be sent back to the database servers. So this is one of the hallmark feature of Exadata. So like that, Exadata has many unique algorithms, unique features, which makes Exadata different from your generic database systems. Because of all these things, Exadata delivers the best performance for your Oracle database. You will learn all these things in future. In fact, that feature which I just mentioned, what is that feature? Your SQLs can be processed inside the storage. This feature is also called as a smart scan. Okay, smart scan. Like that, Exadata has many other features. Just to mention, list those features. Exadata has flash cache, flash log, smart scan, hybrid columnar compression, storage indexes, IO resource management. So these are the key features of Exadata, which are present only in Exadata. These features makes Exadata different from your generic database systems. These features are available only in Exadata. And apart from these things, Exadata is designed to handle all types of database workloads. Whether you run OLTP workload, data warehouse workload, in-memory analytics workload, Exadata can handle any type of database workloads. And this is again very different from the traditional systems. Traditionally, you use a different system for data warehouse environments. You use a different system for transactional workloads, right? Because both are different kind of workloads. Data warehouse require a different kind of hardware and storage. Transactional system, OLTP system requires a different type of hardware, storage, and performance considerations. And nowadays we are running analytical application. Analytics require even faster performance in memory. Okay, so traditionally every workload used different systems, but when it comes to Exadata, Exadata is designed to handle all types of workloads. So with Exadata, you don't need to purchase different systems for different types of database workloads. On a single Exadata system, you can run different workloads, mixed workloads, and because of that, Exadata is best for database consolidation. Okay, best for database consolidation. So what is database consolidation? If you have many databases currently running on different servers, probably maybe hundreds of servers, you can purchase Exadata, migrate all these database systems to Exadata, a single Exadata system, and get rid of all those hundreds of servers, legacy systems, okay, and migrate it to the latest hardware, the latest architecture, and benefit from all the high availability features, scalability features, performance features of Exadata. In fact, nowadays Oracle is using Exadata as the standard hardware in their cloud environments. Exadata servers are very high-end servers, comes with a lot of resources, lot of capacity. So with all these things, you can deploy hundreds of databases on a single Exadata system. So that means it is best fit for cloud environments. You know, in cloud environments, maybe hundreds of clients, thousands of clients, or millions of clients may be deploying their databases. So if you use Exadata system, it can handle hundreds of databases on a single server. So this will reduce a data center space utilization. right? Instead of purchasing hundreds of servers to deploy hundreds of databases, you can have a single Exadata system. So nowadays, if you observe Oracle strategy in cloud, Oracle is heavily using Exadata systems in Oracle Cloud. So we'll discuss all these things in future also. And to add to this, Exadata is now being offered as a cloud-based offering. So you don't need to purchase Exadata on premises and keep it in your data center. Exadata is available as a cloud offering. So that means you can just subscribe to Exadata cloud offering, and you can use Exadata over cloud. Oracle managing the Exadata physical system in their data centers. You just use Exadata system and pay for your usage. So you don't need to keep it in your data center, manage on your own. So leave that Exadata management to Oracle and use Exadata for your business requirements. So still you can purchase Exadata and install, keep it in your own data center with the full control, or you can use cloud based subscription. So now let us compare Exadata with the generic database systems. Traditionally, we are using database systems, right? We are deploying Oracle databases on generic hardware. So that's why I call it as generic database system. What is generic database system? Which uses a general hardware. What is general hardware? General hardware is the one which is designed to deploy any kind of workload. You may use the general hardware for just a storage purpose, file server purpose, email server purpose, okay, web server purpose, application deployment or database deployment. So general hardware is generic in nature. You can deploy anything on that. Not only Oracle database, you can use that to deploy applications, anything, right? So it is not the generic hardware is not exclusively designed for Oracle database workload. It can handle different workloads. So traditionally we are using generic hardware. Generic hardware, you may purchase any supported hardware for your Oracle database, right? And you will integrate all these hardware components. Suppose you purchased a Dell servers and you purchased a Hitachi storage and you purchased a Cisco networking equipment, right? So what you do, you install all these hardware components in your data center. You integrate all these components. Then probably you may use some operating system, right? Whatever is supported for Oracle database, you will purchase the license. Suppose you want to deploy Oracle databases on Windows operating system, you will purchase a license for Windows and install on all these servers. Then you will purchase a license for Oracle database and install, configure Oracle database on these servers, right? So this is the generic system. In generic system, you choose every hardware and every software and you configure and you manage everything, right? So this is a typical system that we use in today's environments. Today, SAN has become a de facto standard for storage. So by centralizing storage, you can effectively use the storage. So this system, this slide shows you 3 database servers using SAN storage, right? On which we deploy Oracle databases. So this is generic system. On another side, we have Exadata system from Oracle. So the hardware, the servers, the other components of Exadata system are pre-configured, pre-installed by Oracle. You don't purchase the servers, you don't purchase the storage, you don't install and configure Exadata system. Everything is done by Oracle at their factory. And every server inside Exadata, every storage, every other component inside Exadata is specifically for Oracle database. They are not generic. For example, Exadata system is designed for Oracle databases, whereas generic system is not designed for Oracle database. Okay. So because Exadata is exclusively designed for Oracle database, it gives you best performance for your Oracle database. Its design, its implementation is to deploy Oracle databases only. So if you compare generic database system with Exadata, the generic system uses general storage. This storage, the SAN storage or NAS storage or any other storage, is not designed for Oracle database, right? They are designed as a general storage, which allows you to store any type of data. So the generic systems use a SAN storage, which is a bunch of hard disks, behind the SAN controllers. And in SAN environments, we have I/O issues, we have throughput issues because your data is accessed over network. So network will limit the I/O performance. Okay, network will limit the I/O performance. And the generic systems have architectural bottlenecks, meaning as you add more and more storage, at one time the saturation happens at either storage controller level, it runs out of the capacity, or at a network fabric level, the network will be saturated. Slowly, over a period of time, you tend to get low performance for your database. And the generic storage, okay, like SAN storage, cannot process your SQLs because the storage does not understand Oracle. It does not have any database intelligence built into it. So these are some of the shortfalls in generic database systems that use general storage. Whereas if you see Exadata, Exadata uses powerful servers compared to your traditional servers, the latest hardware. And Exadata uses intelligent storage servers. In Exadata, storage is added as a storage server. Okay, and the storage server is a different physical server which runs its own operating system with its own CPU memory and runs intelligent software, intelligent algorithms. So Exadata, with all these things, Exadata achieves millions of I/O operations per second and highest throughput for your database workloads, which is not possible in generic systems. And Exadata presents scale-out architecture, meaning you can add more servers as you need more capacity. You can add more database servers. You can add more storage servers at runtime without shutting down your database. So because Exadata is designed for today's database workload, Oracle has ensured that its architecture is a scale-out architecture. You can add more capacity as you need. And because Exadata uses intelligent storage server, Exadata storage servers runs a software called Exadata Storage Server Software, which is designed by Oracle. This software can understand Oracle database requests. It can process your SQLs inside the storage itself. So that way, Exadata is very unique, different from the generic database systems that we have been using for years together now. Okay, so it is a revolutionary system in terms of performance, high availability, and scalability. Many customers are purchasing Exadata. Of course, Exadata is costly. Okay, and its cost of ownership is less in the long run compared to the cost of generic systems. Okay, but upfront you have to pay more. Upfront cost will be more, but in the long term, uh, the cost will be less compared to maintaining a generic system. It's like suppose you want to purchase a LED bulb, right? LED bulb. LED bulb is definitely costly compared to regular bulbs. Exadata is definitely cost compared to the generic systems. But in the long term, LED bulb is better, right? It gives you brightness, better, okay, light, and its life also longer compared to normal bulbs. So that way, in the long term, the cost is justified, right? Similarly, Exadata cost in the long term is less compared to generic systems. The cost to acquire a generic system and maintain and manage a generic system. So that's why Exadata is sold on total cost of ownership basis. Now this slide tells you the story. Okay, just looking at these pictures, you should understand the difference between Exadata system and a generic database system. Okay, so if you want extreme performance, if you want the latest architecture, latest hardware, high availability, performance, Exadata is the solution for you. If you don't need all these qualities, if you are okay with okay normal performance, you don't need high availability, you don't need a scalability, then you can continue with your generic database systems. You can purchase your own servers, you can purchase your own storage, you can install, configure, manage everything on your own. So you can purchase generic hardware and use it to deploy Oracle databases. But if you want performance, go for Exadata. So nowadays, if you see many big customers and even mid-level companies, even smaller companies also purchasing Exadata. Whoever need performance, whoever need high availability, scalability, they are going with Exadata. Compared to few years back, Exadata adoption is increasing. More and more customers are purchasing Exadata. Exadata is becoming very indispensable system inside Oracle Cloud also. As I told you, Oracle internally uses Exadata for Oracle support. Oracle support system runs on Exadata. I don't know how many of you are aware of this fact. And many of the Oracle internal systems run on Exadata. Today, Oracle Cloud is powered with Oracle Exadata servers. And Oracle Autonomous Database, 18C Autonomous Database, right? That is being powered by Exadata. The hardware behind Autonomous Database service offering is Exadata. So if you install 18C system on a generic system, on a generic server, you don't get all those autonomous features like self-tuning, self-patching, self-managing, right? Those autonomous features, whatever Larry was talking about. So autonomous features are powered by your Exadata hardware. Inside inside Oracle data centers, Oracle uses Exadata hardware for your 18C autonomous service offering. Of course, autonomous service is offered as a cloud service. Okay, and behind that, the hardware, the servers are Exadata servers. So internally, I know Oracle is using more and more of Exadata. In future, you may see Oracle may standardize their database on Exadata hardware. So the need for Exadata will definitely increase in future. And I see one day every DBA without Exadata skills may not be even considered as an Oracle DBA. This happened with RAC also, right? When real application clusters was introduced by Oracle, nobody thought that RAC will become an essential skill for a DBA. Today, without RAC, you will not be considered as an Oracle DBA, right? So that type of situation will come for Exadata also. Someday, Exadata may also become one of the essential skill for Oracle DBA. Without Exadata skill, you will not be called for even interviews also. Okay. So that may be a little bit exaggeration if I say now, but looking at Oracle uh, direction, the way they are using Exadata internally in cloud, okay, it gives me that feeling that Exadata one day will become basic requirement for Oracle DBA skill. So I hope you got the basic idea now. What is Exadata and why we should use Exadata, right? So let me stop here and see some questions. I think in the chat are pending. When the batch morning batch will start? Of course, this is a morning batch, Suresh. Uh, you mean where are you, Suresh? You are in US or India? Yeah, that means now it is morning only. This is morning batch only, right? 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. IST. This is the batch time. Any confusion, Suresh? So this batch will continue in the same slot, morning 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. every day for next 4 weeks. Okay,
Hello, sir. This is Sandeep.
Sandeep. Yeah, please go ahead, Sandeep.
Sir, actually, we have a requirement of this Exadata as well as super cluster in our project. Actually, we
Mm,
support post office project
mm.
in HP. So, will you give some idea, or it's a separate training part, like super cluster also they have in our
Yeah, yeah.
environment? It's a new project.
Yes, yes, yes. We offer training on supercluster also, but for that I have a
Right.
separate faculty for that. I don't do supercluster training. I have one
Right.
of my colleague doing that. So if you want supercluster training, I can arrange that. How many of you are there?
So that is
How many of you are there for supercluster training in your organization?
no, not as of now. We are only two people.
Uh,
As of now, only two people, but later on, like L3 will be only two, but there will be team of L1, L2. But company will not provide training. I'm basically looking for both the part, because we have actually super cluster for this. We are working for this India Post and Payments Bank project.
mhm,
So because of the high concurrency, they have acquired this Exadata and super cluster.
mm.
So I will be looking for a super cluster also later.
Okay, you want just a basic idea of supercluster, or you want full-fledged training on
Yeah,
supercluster?
full-fledged training, because we are supposed to
No
work
problem.
on that. That's all.
No problem. No problem. I will arrange the training. We can discuss offline also. You want that training after Exadata probably?
Definitely after that.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. We
After
can
that.
discuss. We can discuss, and I will arrange the training. We have faculty.
So it's a separate product, you say? Like it's like Exadata supercluster is also separate product. Huh?
Yeah, yeah. That is another engineered system from Oracle. Exadata is separate. Supercluster is separate. Okay. Database appliance is separate. There are many engineered systems from Oracle. Okay. Each
Okay,
one is
so
separate.
database side only. Yeah.
Each
Okay.
one training is separate. Okay. So let
Okay.
us see some more slides. You will get the idea. I will share you some link
Sure.
where you can explore a little bit about supercluster also.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just one more question regarding the cost of ownership, which you're talking about.
Mm,
So you gave an example of the generic system wherein we have to take separate hardware and
mm,
network and the storage part. In
mm.
Exadata, licensing will be, since it's an engineer product, we just need one license of Exadata. That is what you mean by cost of ownership.
Yeah. Exadata, there are two costs in Exadata. One is the hardware cost. You purchase Exadata system. Exadata is available in different configurations. Eighth rack configuration, quarter rack configuration, half rack, and a full rack. Okay. So you pay for a
Okay.
hardware cost, which includes your servers, your storage, your networking equipment, and other components like Ethernet switch will be there, power distribution units will be there. Okay, so
Okay.
first cost is the hardware cost, which is more or like the fixed cost. I will tell you, if you purchase a full rack system, it will be around 1 million US dollars, the hardware cost.
Oh, okay.
Then apart from hardware cost, you need to have licensing cost. You need to include licensing cost, database licensing,
Okay.
and database options. On Exadata, we use real application clusters.
Right.
So whatever components, whatever options you want to enable, and that licensing cost. More than hardware cost, software licensing cost will be more on Exadata. And Exadata
Okay.
system comes with hundreds of CPU cores. Okay. And
Okay.
as
Okay.
you know, license is based on the CPU cores, right?
CPU.
As you have
Correct.
more hundreds of cores, your licensing cost also increases. Of course, that licensing is very complex. That is worked out by Oracle sales team. But what you need to understand is Exadata has both hardware cost. Hardware cost is more or the less fixed cost. But apart from
Okay.
hardware cost, the software licensing, which is based on the number of CPUs enabled. And if you want to reduce the cost, suppose Exadata server that you purchased has 500 CPUs. For example purpose, I am telling you. So that means your database licensing should be for 500 CPUs. You know, licensing is based on the CPU cores. Obviously,
Correct.
your
Correct.
software licensing will go up because you are using 500 cores, right?
Yes.
So what Oracle does is, if you don't want to enable all the cores and pay more, you can enable minimum number of cores in the rack. Suppose instead of enabling all the 500 cores, Oracle may enable some minimum number of cores on each server, say 100 cores. So you need to pay for only 100 core licensing cost instead of 500 cores. Later, if you want more
Understood.
capacity, Oracle will enable more cores, and at that time will charge for the incremental charges,
Fine.
whatever.
Fine.
So that way,
Okay.
uh, you can choose whatever way you want. But that is very complex science. The licensing part of Exadata worked out by Oracle sales team. Okay, general
Okay. Okay.
idea.
No, no. Why? The purpose of asking was like if you take it separately from separate vendors, you have to maintain license for each, right? When you're
That
taking
is
Exadata, server and everything comes from Oracle only. That is what
correct.
you mean
Correct.
by
Yeah, yeah.
low
From a
cost, right?
management
Okay.
perspective, everything comes from Oracle.
Okay, sir. Sure.
And the hardware is pre-installed by Oracle. You don't need to install on your own. You don't need to integrate, configure.
Okay. Okay.
So it's like a ready-made system. Okay, it's like a ready-made system. All the hardware components are from Oracle, installed by Oracle. All the software is from Oracle, installed by Oracle. You just purchase it, plug it, play it.
Okay. Okay.
And the advantage is it comes with the high availability, it comes with the scalability, and offers you the best performance for your Oracle database.
Fine. Fine.
All right, now you know Exadata is an engineered system. Okay, let us talk something about engineered system. What is engineered system? An engineered system is one that is architected, integrated, tuned, optimized by Oracle. Okay, so you know Oracle knows Oracle database better than anybody else in this world. They know what is the best hardware for their Oracle database, what is the best configuration for their Oracle database. So, Oracle engineering team is behind Oracle Exadata system. Okay, they install hardware, they integrate hardware, they install software, configure everything so that your database gives you the best possible performance. And Oracle has many engineered systems nowadays. Of course, it all started with Exadata way back in the year 2006 and 7. Okay, the first engineered system from Oracle is Exadata. Later, with the success of Exadata, Oracle launched many more engineered systems. Today, if you see, Oracle has more than 10 engineered systems. Each engineered system is designed for a specific purpose, and it does that very effectively. Suppose Exadata is designed to deploy Oracle database. It does that very effectively. Okay, every component of Exadata is designed for Oracle database. So because of that, you get the best performance for your Oracle database. Similarly, there is another Exadata, another engineered system called Exalogic. Exalogic is another engineered system like Exadata, which is designed to deploy applications. So if you deploy your application on Exalogic, you get the best performance for your application. So that way, each Exadata system is designed for particular workload. Exadata is designed for database workload. Exalogic is designed for application workload. Exalytics, another Exadata, another engineered system called Exalytics. Exalytics is designed for analytical workloads. Big Data Appliance is another engineered system. It is designed for big data workloads. So each engineered system is a specialist in something. It does that very effectively. Every component of that system is designed for that particular purpose. And all the engineered systems from Oracle comes with high availability features and scalability features and extreme performance. All these three are the ingredients of the engineered systems. There is no single point of failure inside an engineered system. Whether your disk fails, whether your memory fails, whether your CPU fails, whether your server fails, whether your network fails, your database and your applications keep on running without impact. So that is how the engineered systems are developed. There is no single point of failure. Then every engineered system is designed for scalability. You know, scalability is one of the important consideration in mission critical workloads, business critical workloads. So Exadata and other engineered systems provide you the scalability. As you need more capacity, you can add, you can grow, okay, your system. You can increase the capacity without affecting your workloads. And all the engineered systems, the underlying, the basic principle is to provide extreme performance. Otherwise, who will purchase Exadata or any other engineered system? There should be some additional qualities, beneficial qualities to the customers. Without that, nobody buys that just listening to Oracle sales pitch. So there should be some tangible benefits of Exadata. Then only customers will purchase. Because customers are seeing those tangible benefits with Exadata, more and more customers are purchasing it in spite of the cost. Even though it is more cost, upfront cost compared to generic systems, in the long run, Exadata is less cost compared to the purchasing and management of the generic systems. So why should I use engineered system while I have been using generic systems for quite a long time, last 40-50 years? We have been using generic systems for Oracle databases, right? So today, why should I suddenly purchase Exadata system, which is an engineered system? Engineered systems provide performance levels that generic systems cannot provide. Okay, so that is the unique selling point of Exadata. So if you look at this diagram, it tells the story. So these generic systems provide a general performance, whereas engineered systems provide you excellent performance. So performance is the criteria. If you need more performance, more power, high availability, scalability, then the Answer is Exadata. Now, if you compare generic systems with engineered systems, this slide has the answer. Okay. So, in generic systems, right, traditionally we are using generic systems. We purchase, we install, we configure the generic systems, right? So that means everything is done by you. So we follow DIY approach, do it yourself approach. You choose your hardware, you choose your software, you choose your storage, you install servers, configure storage, everything done by you. And because you are purchasing different components from different vendors, integration challenges. You are responsible for integrating all these different vendor components. And because of this, you will have performance challenges, availability issues, and it takes more time to deploy because you are purchasing different vendor components. And in case of any problem, you have to depend on many vendors. And in case of any performance issue, you need to engage all the vendors. And you know how things move in multi-vendor support model. Everybody says, no, there is no problem with my component, everything is fine. So there is always finger pointing. Nobody takes the responsibility. So I am sure you must have experienced this many times in your projects also, right? So this is a regular story when you depend on multiple vendors. They pass on the bug to the other vendor, saying that that is not my issue. Ultimately, the issue will not be resolved. Whereas if you take Exadata, which is an engineered system, Exadata is pre-integrated, pre-installed, pre-configured, optimized by Oracle. So you don't need to struggle with all these initial tasks of installation, configuration, testing, and all that. It is pre-installed. And Exadata comes with extreme performance features. So you don't need to be expert in performance management. It comes out of the box, it will give you the best performance possible. And highly available, scalable, and quick to deploy because it comes pre-configured. You don't need to wait for months or weeks together to deploy the system. Within 2-3 days of purchasing Exadata, your system is ready. So that way, you can compare generic systems with engineered systems. And generic systems use components from different vendors, right? So with Exadata, you can get rid of all these multi-vendor components and just purchase one system, single vendor, single system. So this is what is happening. With Exadata, you can replace all these different components from different vendors and use a single system image. And today, if you see, Exadata servers are powering Oracle Cloud. Even for private cloud implementations, Exadata is the best of it. You can purchase Exadata and implement a private clouds in your own data centers. Oracle is already heavily using Exadata servers in Oracle Cloud. And in future also, Oracle direction is they want to replace all the generic systems with only Exadata systems so that they can standardize Oracle database on a standardized platform, highly available, scalable, highest performing platform. Now, having understood what is engineered system, as I told you, Exadata is not the only engineered system. Today, if you see, Oracle has more than 10 engineered systems. Of course, Exadata was the first one, which was released in year 2008. But now, there are many engineered systems from Oracle. This slide shows you the other engineered systems from Oracle. Oracle Exadata Database Machine, Exalogic, Exalytics, Supercluster, Sandeep, Oracle Supercluster is
Right.
one of the engineered system. Oracle Database Appliance, ODA, is another engineered system. Big Data Appliance. Okay. So like that, there are many engineered systems from Oracle. Each engineered system is designed for a particular purpose. A customer may be using one of these engineered systems or more of these engineered systems. Suppose a customer must have purchased both Exadata and Exalogic. Why? Exadata, they will deploy databases. Exalogic, they will deploy applications. So in a multi-tier environment, we deploy applications on a different system than database. So if you want extreme performance for both application as well as database, you can purchase Exadata for a database, Exalogic for application deployment. So that way, many customers are using multiple systems, many of these engineered systems. Some customers may be using only Exadata. So in that case, depending on what they are using, you may need to undergo training on more than one of these engineered systems training. These are some other products. So if you want more about engineered systems, this is the URL. Oracle has introduction, okay, technical details about each engineered system, the purpose of the engineered system, and the technical details. You can go through all these details and become familiar with the other engineered systems. Of course, in this training, we are focusing on the first one, Exadata database machine. So I am typing this URL in the chart. You can go through this URL offline and become familiar with other engineered systems. Just have an overview idea of what are the other engineered systems and the purpose of the other engineered systems. If not now, later, you can go through that. So ultimately, let us see the benefits of Exadata. Extreme performance, by now you understood that. Highly available, highly scalable, runs existing apps unchanged. This is another benefit of Exadata. So if you already have an application which is using Oracle database on a generic system, you can migrate your database to Exadata system and connect your application to the database running on Exadata without making any code changes to the application. Because end of the day, Exadata also runs the same Oracle database. So that way you don't need any code changes in your applications and runs all types of workloads. As we discussed, Exadata is designed for OLTP workloads, data warehouse workloads, analytical workloads, and can be used for database consolidation. And a single vendor. Every hardware component, Exadata has many hardware components. You have database servers, you have storage servers, you have InfiniBand switches, Ethernet switches, KVM switches, power distribution units. These are all the components of Exadata. All these are from Oracle. Okay, every hardware component is from Oracle, and all the software installed on Exadata is from Oracle. So that means whether you have hardware problem, whether you have software problem, any problem, you just need to involve Oracle. There is no other vendor here, just one single vendor. And because Exadata is a complex system with many components, monitoring all these components is very important. Without monitoring, you cannot able to control it. And fortunately, we have Oracle Enterprise Manager, which is a graphical tool, right? Oracle Enterprise Manager can be used to monitor every component of Exadata. And good thing about Enterprise Manager is most of the DBAs are already familiar with Oracle Enterprise Manager. So you don't need a separate learning, separate training on Enterprise Manager. There is no other tool in this world except Oracle Enterprise Manager that can monitor every component of Exadata. Okay, so single vendor, single tool. So these are the benefits of Exadata. So with this, we'll stop here. As I told you, we'll keep it short today. And tomorrow, we'll see the components of Exadata. We'll understand the system configuration, technical details, and other details. So I will stop here for today, and I will show you the lab connectivity. I know you will be wondering how we can access lab. Lab, as I told you, you can access over internet, VPN connection. I will be creating VPN accounts Okay, I will quickly show you how you can connect to lab. I am also sitting at home now, but my servers are in my office. Okay, Exadata servers. I will connect it to the Exadata servers over VPN. I have VPN client installed. You also need to install VPN client once you register into the course. Okay, so don't worry about all these things. Just observe how I am connecting and accessing the Exadata servers. So there are many servers in the lab. Let me connect it to one of these servers. I don't know, these guys have shut down or practicing the last batch. Let me take one of the server. Now I connected to VPN, right? You can see I got VPN. Now once you establish VPN connection, you can use PuTTY to connect it to the Exadata system. They are Linux based systems, and let me connect it to one of this system. 79. Hopefully this should be running. Yeah. So you will have root access to every system in the lab, so that you will have, okay, uninterrupted, okay, unrestricted learning. So I am on the Exadata server now. In the lab, each one of you will have access to a quarter rack system, meaning each one of you will have 2 database servers, 3 storage servers, and real application clusters is deployed and configured. So lab is a pre-configured lab. You don't configure anything. In real also, in real environments also, you don't install and configure Exadata. That is done by Oracle. So lab also pre-configured. We have database instance running. We have ASM instance running. Okay. And from database servers, you can connect to storage servers. Storage servers are also called as cell servers. So now I am connected to a storage server, a cell server. On storage server, we have different utilities, different commands. Okay. So those who are already familiar with Exadata, you can understand all these things. Others, don't worry. I'm just showing you how you can access servers so that you gain that confidence. Yes, we have lab facility. We can do lab practice, because this is one of the common question I get from many of the participants. How do we access lab and how do we work on the lab? So you can use the different commands: list cell detail, list cell disk, okay, list grid disk. Yeah, Hema, I think you are already familiar with these kind of commands, right? So you can see, you can work on the storage server, you can work on the database server, and practice everything. Let me show you the lab material also. Of course, these slides are there. You will be getting slides. Apart from slides, as I told you, the lab materials. So this is the lab guide. You will be getting this lab guide. These are all the hands-on practices that you will practice in the lab. You can see total 37 hands-on practices are there. For every hands-on practice, okay, you will have technical instructions step by step. Suppose you take any topic. Suppose I want to look at this configuring ASM scoped security, right? So brief explanation what you are going to do and how to perform each step. Okay, these technical instructions are validated in the lab, verified. Okay, so they are verified steps. So by following these instructions, you can easily practice every lab uh, in lab practices. And of course, if you get any problem, if you land into any trouble problem, I'm there to help you. Okay. So that way,
Sir,
yeah.
just one question. So,
Mm.
in this, you said it's pre-configured, means even the rack is also installed in the server when we get the Exadata servers?
Correct, correct. In when you get Exadata,
Oh,
everything is done by Oracle. Okay. Your database is also installed and created. Default is a real application clusters database. So when you
Task
purchase a
we have is
car,
just to migrate.
just just ask yourself this question: when you buy a car, everything is pre-configured, right? You just drive it. That's it. Everything is done at factory. Similarly, Exadata, everything is done by Oracle, and you just use it. And how it is different? Exadata has many different features, different concepts, different commands, different tools and utilities. So that is what you need to learn. You don't need to learn again Oracle database administration. You are already familiar with that. But you need to learn Exadata specific things. That is what we are going to focus in this training. So that's it. Any more doubts, anybody? I know some of you may wish to talk to me in person. If you, any one of you want to talk to me in person, you can call me on these numbers. You can WhatsApp me. You can email me. Okay. And in case if I don't answer your call, I will make sure I will return that call. Sometimes if I am busy in other sessions, I may not respond, but I will make sure I will return your call. Just send me SMS or WhatsApp message. I will call you back. So with that, um, thank you for joining today. We will continue tomorrow at the same time, 6:30 a.m. IST. You can use the same URL to join tomorrow's session also. Thank you.